Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. I have just spent so long trying to get this freaking mod to work. The randomizer. You know, the thing I've been doing for like 2 weeks now. I've been trying to get it to work. And it's because I hadn't updated the game. It wasn't working because I hadn't updated the game, which is just super cool. But now we are back at it again with another randomized run. I want to just do this one, you know, right from the start. Just get at it. Start going hard. Start going ham. That's kind of a cool sword. That's also kind of a cool sword. It's a stinky dagger, but golly, that guy looks cool. I mean, he's just got the cane sword. What are you gonna do against that? I mean, he's basic. He is our basic man. That's what we're gonna like. So I'm just starting out doing some more Elden Ring. I don't know. I kind of like that sword. I don't know what that sword is, but it looks kind of cool. And I want it. And I want it. Is what it is. I want it. I want that sword. His name will be Morbius. His body type will be A. He should be young. And he will be... I think we're gonna have to bring Chad back. Morbius, the Chad. I love Chad so much. No, you hang on. He's going to be the Sigma male. So Sigma male is starting off right. Gosh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that ass. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into it. I've been trying to get other mods to work with this. I really want that one Ash of War mod to work with this. I think that'd be pretty cool. And if I can get that to work with this, I'm going to try to get like a bunch of others. So yeah, what is this weapon? The Noble's Estock. Thrusting sword, which means I can sit back behind here. Tell me if you guys see something wrong with this. I can't rip... Why did I take that off? I can't put it back on. Oh, man. Oh, well. Let's take... Oh, poor maiden. Claim the path to the Elden Ring. Thrusting swords are pretty cool. They're pretty aight. You go like, wah! Which is a bit strange. I'm not sure how that works with like your poor little hands. But who am I to judge? Cemetery Shade. Let's see if we can do this. Barricade Shield. You do a lot of damage. Dodge! Oh. Maybe if I was good. Maybe if I was good at the game. I'm gonna skip. We got a waifu. What's up? What's up? I'm gonna make sure I get this path out before I actually go down in there because I don't want to get trapped again. That would make me sad. Wah, 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 wah. Make sure we grab that. We are looking very Chad-like. Ooh, can I just go? I can't go double thrust. We gotta go double thrusting, though, as soon as possible. Right? Like, we have to. We don't have another choice. Whee! Now let's get in here. Already looking super Chad-like, already acting super Chad-like, and now we got this guy. Let's see. Woo! Got him. He's not dead, is he? There you go. And I'm Scarlet Rotted. Right at the start. I love that. I'm going to try to speed run my way all the way to the... I want to get to that Stake of America. Please, 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 please. Oh, that's not good. Just go. Just go. Did you just get horny on me? Just tried to horn me. Come on, we're close. We're gonna make it. We are going to make it. I think... Oh my goodness, we made it. Okay, let's hop on in here, see who we got, and it's the duelist. You can't kill me! I'm already dead! Thank you. Take me to the Stake of America. You're supposed to be in the next room, I thought. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha! Yeah, throw off that cloak. Oh gosh. Oh, you do it twice. That's cool. I dodged again. And I'm Scarlet Rotted, and I have no more healing, so... I think we're gonna leave them how they are. But I will be back for you. That's all I can say. I will be back. One day, maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay, be sure you take me up here, please. Cave of Knowledge is so much harder on a second playthrough. Or on an Elden Ring randomizer. Gosh, but Chad does not care. Look at him. Alrighty, here we go. And we got a Tibia Mariner right here. Vare showing off his face, looking good. He would have a ponytail. Cringe. Okay. Bye-bye. gonna ignore the Tibia Mariner for right now. We're just gonna pass right on by. An early flower, faded early flower. Getting some good stuff. Good stuff. Fireflies. Oh yeah. Make sure we pick up this item. Purple, starting off right. Ooh. I don't have enough decks. Well, let's just get right down to it. Let's see what we got here. Golden Rune 5. That's probably enough to get myself. Okay, you still do sell the crafting kit. You sell some good upgrade materials. That's very nice. And some cool other things. I will buy the crafting kit just because I want to see if it works. Okay, I figured out how to make mods. I've gotten it so that I can get multiple mods to work. I want to see if I can get the swordsmanship mod to work with this too. Now, I don't think we can put Ashes of War on our weapon yet. We can't do much of anything yet. And I don't have any spells. Is there a little marker that shows when I can... Did they add that? Did they add a little marker that shows when I can, like, upgrade my stuff? Like, my... That's super good. It's super helpful, too. I like that. Gotcha, pupper. Lava slug. Handyman. Ooh ah! Oh, what? Not sure how that works. But it did. Crap! Crap, crap. Got him. He won't hurt us anymore. Eagle. Yeah. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Let me go get my horsey and the ability to level up, please. I think I'm going to put 2 points in dex just from the start, just so we can start off with like the S-stock and the straight sword, because that seems pretty cool. I think I'm going to be visited by a cool lady. Oh my goodness, I was right! I accept. Cool. I will treat him with much respect. Yeah, level me up. Oh, I need 14 dexterity. This is going to be a bit harder than I thought. Okay, so there is a purple, but it's guarded by one of these worm-faced dudes, and I hate these worm-faced dudes. Cool. Crystal release. It's like me after I, you know. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Whee! Whee! Yo! What is up? Just let me go down in the thingy. I want to go down in the thingy. If you guys don't care, you don't care. No, it's you guys are chill. You're chill. Now let me get the whetstone, the wet blade, the. Woo! The whetstone knife, so that now I can. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I don't like the big doggy. I don't like the big doggy. I don't like the big dog. What the heck? Hey, the chest still opened up. I'm totally gonna get this other item though. I don't even care. I'm gonna get the map too. No, I'm not. Thank you. Hoo-wah! You can't hit me. Okay, you can't hit me. Smithing stone 1. No! Oh, no! I was so close. No, put me up. Put me there, please.
But she's still empathetic enough to make sure she doesn't actually hurt anyone around her. She's willing to sacrifice a lot to make sure she's there for her friends and family. Episode 7, for example, sees her giving up an opportunity to have what could be one of the best nights of her life just because she told her son that she would be there for him and doesn't want to let him down. In episode 5, when she accidentally messes up a part of her boss's personal life, she feels terrible about it and stays up all night trying to figure out a way to make it up to him. And she's doing all that for someone that she doesn't even get along with, really. Diane isn't just a list of very simple, funny traits that we can point and laugh at. She's a person, and that was really refreshing to see. The same compliments can be extended to most of the characters in the show. They're not just there for
This one's gonna be a fun build.
They actually have their own stuff going on. Thing is, though, that's it. The show has a cast of characters that aren't caricatures, and you watch them go through the stories of some pretty generic cartoon episodes. Like, here's a plot. Daniel wants to impress some people he went to school with, including one guy he has a crush on, so he lies and says he has his own apartment, neglecting to mention the fact that he actually lives with his aunt. He invites all these folks around a couple of times while Diane is out, but he ends up not even getting along with them that well, and is just reminded of why he hated high school. Eventually Diane comes home and he gets her to just kick them all out. And that's it. That's the story. It happens, and that's broadly speaking all I can really say about it. What Chicago Party Art has is a solid base on top of which a great show
I'm coming for you, Bob.
You had those same characters,
yeah, I'm helping you out, dude.
Plot synopsis, but the episode was just full of banger jokes the whole way through. You'd have a great show. Or the same story, but with deep exploration of character, or some interesting commentary. There's loads of stuff you could build on top of a solid base like this, but they just haven't done any of it.
Thanks, Bob. That's
has built on top of this solid base.
Pretty good.
Yeah, let's have a look through some of that material, shall we? In terms of the jokes, Chicago Party Art has nothing new or funny to offer. A huge amount of it is eerily similar to material I've already covered when reviewing other bad adult animated comedies, like Dukes, Freaks, or Paradise PD. There's loads of examples of a joke I've already reviewed in a different show just showing up in this one. Like sometimes they'll say one thing,
maybe I won't have to deal with any idiotic bullshit today.
Then you would get sunburned, sir. Oh no, it's fine. I only get golds and browns.
I'm sure these people aren't as bad as you say they are.
but then, in a shocking turn of events, the opposite thing happens.
Stab him. Stab him.
Oh, bullshit.
The autograph Sammy Sosa ball.
Yeah, Chicago Party Art has its fair share of these.
The best part is there's never a lie. God damn it!
Oh, but there is a line. The problem with material like this is that the comedy is subversion, but this form of subversion is so common and so obvious that
how am I alive?
It's no longer subversive at all.
He gave me a boot for one parking ticket. Damn it!
You throw
Try to
bolas?
subvert your expectations with the most obvious punchline that you could imagine to a joke. really doesn't take the world's cleverest person to point out why that's not going to work. I'm just overqualified, and just like I criticized a lot of these shows for in the past, a lot of what you're expected to laugh at is the characters just doing their funny character traits.
Ugh, underwear?
And much like Kubrick
Gotcha.
seems to think that just repeating the same material, but again, is funnier.
Underwear! Oh my god!
And it doesn't take a passionate lover with an enormous penis to point out why that's not going to work. It's actually freaky how strong of a resemblance there is between the material in this show and shows I've covered in the past. Like, not even a month ago I was criticizing the Prince for this joke where a character accidentally doesn't hang up the phone, and the entire joke is just that, hey, they were accidentally rude to someone to their face.
Who was that?
Megan, some tosser gave her our number.
Oh, shit.
And lo and behold, in Chicago Party on,
Why would I want to go to Mark's parents' lame-ass milquetoast?
We're still on the phone.
Positively delightful get-together.
except in Chicago Party on, they cheat to get the punchline because Diane so obviously did actually hang up the phone when she pressed it, and the people on the other end went silent immediately and didn't say anything for the duration of a long pause.
That isn't appropriate when you're talking about
Phone off!
Like, don't pull that shit on me. She clearly hung up. I can see the phone's black screen, and so could she. I recently criticized the Prince for just presenting completely non-comedic lines as if they were jokes, as if that's going to fool me into laughing.
Neat. Demi Lovato is non-binary. Good for them.
And yeah, in Chicago Party, aren't they do the same thing? Like, there's this moment where Diane is talking to someone who's at a party. Oh, I guess he's looking for those other people.
Did that wolf
That's-
give me
that's something
55
that Diane
souls?
knows he's up to. He's doing. He's looking. And then slightly later on,
As some of you may know, this will be the last rager thrown at this address.
Where are the other bulls?
oh, I guess he's still concerned about that then.
No.
Is that supposed to be funny? What's the funny part of that supposed to be exactly?
Get 'em.
After criticizing Hoops for doing the unironic "he's behind you" as your shit-talking him gag,
He's truthfully one of the dumbest people I've ever met.
Coach, you know I'm here, right?
I was not mentally prepared to have to see the same joke being made unironically again by anyone over the age
Ooh,
of 4.
silliest secret.
But,
Very good.
Never said that a million times. Will you excuse me? I'm gonna drown myself in the toilet. How long is it gonna last?
No, I want to make it very clear, I'm not accusing Chicago Party Art of ripping off any of these other shows. I mean, if you were going to clone something, would you ever stoop so low as to clone something like Paradise PD? Okay, bad example. It strikes me more so that this is just where bad comedy comes to die. It's not like these jokes were original when those other shows were making them. Overlap like this is just what you're gonna get when you have several shows filled with entirely uninspired derivative jokes. All of the jokes in Chicago Party Art are like that. After a long and drawn out scene of Diane giving Daniel instructions for an elaborate plan to break in somewhere,
You're gonna get on the blue transfer to the 24 bus.
2 beefs, dipped, half sweet, half jarty.
Chain link fence.
Fine. Throw both sandwiches behind your back. That should give you time to climb. Should arrive
You squarely at the feet and clubbed feet of
the peeps.
we arrive at the least subversive punchline you could possibly imagine to this joke.
Diane sent me.
Why didn't you just use the front door?
A comedy writer was paid to do. If you want to see a comedy made up of entirely predictable jokes that will leave you neutral facing the whole way through, watch Chicago Party On.
The pony looks great.
Yeah, it took me 3 years to grow it out. My ex-wife's always loved long hair on guys, and tonight's the night I win her back.
Oh, I wonder what could possibly happen to the ponytail that we've just for no currently clear reason established is in fact very important to this man, while Diane is holding a pair of clippers.
Some song and dance they used to do.
Wait a second. Tina, I'm in.
Did you just cut off my pony?
I did.
Ironic canned laughter. So yeah, Chicago Party On. Solid base for what could be a good show, and don't get me wrong, that is genuinely appreciated.
I think I
but
want Blade of Death on
this is what they did with that. Oh well. I think to close off, I'm going to show you 2 jokes. Canonically, one of the 2 jokes is supposed to be very funny, because all of the other characters in the scene laugh, and one of them even points out how funny they think it is. The other one is canonically supposed to be cringe-inducing, as all of the other characters in the scene wince and groan in response to it. I'll leave you to figure out in the comments below which one is which. The first is a gay dentist saying,
Just so you know, 9 out of 10 dentists are gay.
Oh, and for context, this may look like a date, but I can assure you these guys are not into each other. No one's gonna be laughing just because he thinks the other guy is attractive. Anyway, the second joke is a man covered in beet powder saying,
I guess we should beat it?
Daniel is in both of these scenes, but which joke does he react to with,
See, now that's a good joke.
good luck? I was pleasantly surprised when I watched HBO's The Prince. I went in with not only incredibly low expectations, but incredibly specific low expectations. Basically, after shows like Hoops and Paradise PD, I've been conditioned into expecting every adult animated, I'm not going to say this next word, to just be loud, obnoxious, and gross the whole way through, and that's the joke. The Prince, on the other hand, isn't as loud, gross, and obnoxious as I've come to expect from these shows. Sometimes, often in fact, it's just
Oh man, I'm so
not
good at this
funny.
game.
Not a little boy any longer. Don't have to go running whenever she...
We're leaving.
Coming, mummy.
Wow, this From the Off places it way above a lot of other current adult animated comedies.
Yes, Blythe, I hear you, I hear you.
And Paradise PD. Now, I'm going to be sharing a lot of opinions today. You might disagree, but even if you agree completely and don't have any complaints to make, please at least try to find something to say to your Twitch audience. The Prince centers around the British royals, most of the characters being
Ooh, a
actual
golden
members
red
of the
one.
British royal
Those are my
family. It
favorite.
currently has one season of 12 episodes at an unconventional 13 minutes each, because truly the move from broadcast television to streaming services has opened up countless new avenues for creative possibilities, and it's often pretty hard to identify the comedy in this show. You'll watch a scene that may have been presented within the conventions and typical rhythms of a comedy, but the actual material you're expected to laugh at features no kind of meat to dig your teeth into. I think
That's
the
actually
perfect
kinda cool.
example to demonstrate this is these two members of the Queen's Guard. These two get given a running gag that comes up semi-regularly and spans multiple episodes. Here's the joke.
Alright, you can go.
You just hit me with your hat.
That was it. This gag then gets repeated multiple times as is part of the course with a running gag.
You understand what that means?
Yes, Your Majesty. Silly. You're always hitting me with your hat.
Until finally it concludes in this epic climax.
Stop!
What's going on here? Okay, so the joke is that one guy hit another guy with his hat until eventually, wow, he said stop. He must be moderately annoyed. This bit is so lacking.
Ooh,
it
sort of
almost feels like an
Milos.
anti-joke to me, like a deliberate deconstruction of the very notion of slapstick
That's
comedy.
actually kinda
an art form
cool.
with a rich history of elaborate and potentially absurd set pieces, all resulting in someone falling over, getting something unfortunate in their face, or being in any other way physically inconvenienced.
Are you alright in there?
And here they just do a gag.
What the heck?
No effort.
What the heck? Where did you come from? Where did you come from?
And bumps another guy slightly. I genuinely can't even tell if I'm supposed to be laughing at the bump or the guy pointing out that the bump happened.
You're always hitting me with your hat.
Or the fact that there's a brown window frame in the background. I don't know. All of these things have an equal amount of funny in them. Maybe this was all just supposed to be an extravagant, multi-episode setup for that one guy finally saying, stop! He expressed distaste.
Oh, yes.
And don't worry, I see
This
you
is
little
good.
devil's advocates out there. I know what you're thinking. Maybe when you watch more than literally just these 3 seconds of the show and you actually get to know these characters, this gag will be better. A lot of great gags from a lot of great comedies don't work so well when you don't know the ins and outs of the specific characters. So, who are these guys? Well, I've already shown you basically all their dialogue from the entire show. Delivering this running joke is pretty much the only purpose they serve. You know, you couldn't really call them
Dude,
characters in the same way
we're
that
getting
you
some
would
pretty
use
good
characters
items.
to describe the Emperor's Royal Guard, Orion. As a result, these gags are pretty much entirely separate from the rest of the show. Not only do you not need context to understand them, there's no context I could possibly give them that would change how they come across to an audience. What I've shown you is its own neat little package. Well, on the bright side, at least they featured some of the Queen's Guard without doing the painfully overplayed cliche when,
See if we can make one smile.
oh, that's one of the few other things they do. Now, I do understand that so far I've reviewed 3
Yeah, that's
seconds
right.
of this entire
Whoa.
series of television, though I do find it to be a perfect example of what the comedy in this show is like. It resembles comedy, sure, you'd be hard pressed to describe what the actual joke is. The same thing is true when we look at the material being delivered by some of the show's more significant characters. As someone who
Give me that
doesn't really
skull.
care that much about
Thank you.
celebrities like Kim Kardashian, who got famous without actually doing anything, I've never really paid much attention to the Queen, but have skimmed her Wikipedia page to give a proper flowery introduction to the woman herself before we talk about how this program chooses to portray her. In real life, Elizabeth II has been the Queen of the United Kingdom for more than 10 years, and is generally known to be a wee bit on the posh side. The article about her personality describes her as quite formal, which I already knew. It turns out, though, she's actually so posh that her Wikipedia includes an exhaustive list of people who at social events have dared to touch her with their peasant hands. You know, she's also literally a monarch, so there's that. The Prince is, of course, a comedy, and so it's tried to achieve a comedic portrayal of this famously posh and reserved woman by portraying her as not reserved. Ooh, cheeky.
I'll say whatever I want, bitch.
Ooh.
Jabbering you two. We're not Italians.
Ooh.
This is
Just shut up and put it down. I will fuck you up, girlie. You sound like a fucking idiot, you fucker.
This is the whole joke. You see, it's funny because in real life the Queen is posh and reserved, whereas here she's angry and shouting fuck at people. If you don't find the idea of portraying
will
the
buy
Queen in a way
something.
that she is not actually like inherently funny, then you may as well skip all of her scenes as you're already not watching this show. There is nothing more to it. Here's an example.
Welcome, Your Majesty. Excuse me.
Oh my good gosh, the Queen has done a bird. It appears to me at least that the entirety of the joke here is the juxtaposition between how the Queen is commonly perceived and how she's being portrayed here. It's shock humor where the extent of the shock is that a posh person belched. And not only that, look at how rude and abrasive the Queen is, lol, is the only joke they do with her. This joke is 6 episodes into a show that's just spent the last 5 episodes doing the same joke. You're used to it by now. You are watching a show that somehow manages to make the joke, a character does a burp, less funny in context. Here's another absolutely classic bit of Queen comedy. The context is she's going to an event soon and she wants to know if one of her favorite foods is going to be served as a dining option.
Will there be the little thing that I like to eat?
The staff tell her that yes, it will be available.
Yes, ma'am. The flummery tart. Of course.
And here's the joke.
Good. I fucking love that thing.
Oh my god. She said fuck. She's the Queen. She doesn't say fuck.
I like the little dot.
Whoa! Satire. You know what I think when I hear this material? I think, damn, you sure could get 12 episodes out of that. Let's have a look at one of the other characters. Let's have a look at the jokes they make with Princess Charlotte. She's the little sister of our main character, Prince George, but despite her young age, she's a spy with quite a lot to hide. And that's it. That's the joke. That's supposed to be funny on its own, I guess. She'll appear about once per episode, clearly doing something a little bit shady. People will ask if she's up to something, and then she'll be like, no. And that's it. That's her involvement. That's her character. That's what she's for. Episode 1.
I don't like him.
No one. I can't talk now. They're all watching. And I'm watching them. Hi, Mummy.
Episode 2.
Told you are cool when it's safe.
What's going on with you?
George is pretty.
Episode 3.
Progress. Not mix up again. Hi, I'm
Gotcha.
Charlotte.
Episode 4.
Gotcha.
Episode 5.
Gotcha.
But I'm going to need more time. Hi, George.
Will you just... Never mind.
Episode 6.
Hi, George.
Hey, why do you have 2 cell phones?
It's a toy for little girls.
Slum 7.
We're going to the grill.
How long exactly?
This is with you.
And so on. This spy stuff is basically her entire role in the show. She doesn't seem to have a single other trait besides
Whoa,
spy.
no death
This is, in
rooting,
essence,
please.
all we get from her character. I mean, eventually it does evolve into longer scenes of her doing more explicit spy stuff.
So
Like
help me, I will wham!
folders, each of which
And I'll do this again. I'll go wham!
And while I'm sure it's possible to write loads of great jokes about a child princess actually being a spy, the prince seems to think that just doing her character trait neglect is comedy
Gotcha.
in
Phew!
itself. Although I have to say, seems to think.
I think it's an
It is
ant.
hard to tell what is and isn't supposed to be a joke in this show. Unironically, that's a
Why is there
problem
so
I
much
have to deal with
flapping?
writing this script. A lot of what's presented as if it were funny bears so little resemblance
Ooh, bandit mask.
Like, right, okay, look at this moment. I'm about to show you a line of dialogue that's presented in every conceivable way as a joke. The scene itself is about various characters trying to get Prince Philip to drink some tea. Then there's a break from the main action of the scene where we cut to our uninterested main character, Prince George, who delivers one line, and then we get back on with the scene. It has nothing to do with anything else that's going on in the show at that moment, but we pause for it anyway. It is unambiguously being presented as a joke. Here it is.
Huh. Demi Lovato with non-binary. Good for them.
Yeah, that's it. This joke completely eludes deconstruction because who fucking knows what the funny bit's meant to be. So yeah, sorry if I do these comedians a disservice by assuming that something was supposed to be funny and docking points to it when it actually wasn't even a joke to begin with. But this wouldn't have been a problem if they'd remembered to put comedy in the jokes. So yeah, I think these spy moments with Charlotte are supposed to be funny, but you know, it's
Mushroom head.
why not leave your best guess in the comments?
Well, obviously I have to wear that.
The character in the show is Prince George, which makes sense. He is the protagonist. He is going to have the lion's share of the flesh. Unlike a lot of the characters in the show who are entirely one note and just exist to deliver the same joke over and over again, to the show's absolute credit, Prince George is a character with fully developed motives, values, and traits.
Ow.
He's not a complex character by any stretch of the imagination, but he is consistently written with characterization that naturally lets the audience understand who he is as a person. A massive twat. Prince George is portrayed as being incredibly vain. There's really been a day. Placing massive value on celebrities and stardom for entirely superficial reasons. Completely unempathetic, placing himself above everyone else around him and not taking any notice of anyone else's feelings or well-being.
Do you have any tea that doesn't taste like piss? You handed my homework.
It's blank there.
So fill it out.
He is transparently manipulative and often openly malicious. These traits, though, are naturally and well integrated into a consistent character. I'm going to say a lot of negative stuff about this show in this video because it's shit, but at the end of the day, the show gives us sufficient characterization to communicate a clear impression of the main character, which is a lot more than can be said for some other stuff I've covered on this channel. Although I'm not going to name any names here. I don't want to piss off any stars. Orion. However, despite the fact that Prince George's characterization is much more extensive than other characters we've covered so far in this video, that doesn't mean that the comedy they do with him is any different. A huge amount of the time, what you're expected to laugh at is simply him doing his character traits. You know those clips I already showed you of him being an asshole? I'm pretty sure those were supposed to be funny moments. The line
Do you have any tea that doesn't taste like piss?
fills a space in the dialogue that conventionally a joke would appear in. It is presented in the episode within the conventional rhythm of a comedic moment. But the material is just a guy who's always rude to the people he views as beneath him is rude to people he views as beneath him. And I'm just like, yeah, I know. He does this. Thanks. And even if it wasn't meant to be a funny moment, it's not like I laughed at any other place in the episode. So now that we've set up some of the pieces that this comedy is working with, I'd like to do a scene deconstruction or two. I want to go through what I consider to be some typical scenes from this show so that you can get a sense of how it all actually flows together. It's gonna be hilarious. One of the most common times
5,000 souls for that? Now
it's
screen. Oh wait, no, I probably did want the Strike Not Crystal tier. I don't have any more.
Bring whatever it is their
I do.
character brings
Let's see if this
to the
gives me
table.
500. Oh, it did.
I chose to watch this show. I have only myself to blame. All these scenes are pretty similar. There's not much to choose between them, but I've taken my first example from episode 5. The scene opens with the Queen asking,
Hey, who'd you have to fuck to get a mimosa around here?
and Prince Philip makes some incoherent old man noises,
Make it two, Mary.
which the Queen understands to be him asking for a drink as well. Yes, Prince Philip's old man noises are something that have happened enough for us to be used to by now. The two then get their drinks, but Prince Philip gets his
There's a
IV
graveyard
back
here?
because, you know, he's old. That's the joke. This is the entire bit. We then move on to William and Kate, who deliver us this gag.
I'll have another as well.
Maybe just orange.
Maybe just champagne.
Now, the conflict between these two is pretty clear here, but there are a few things that make me suspect this is actually supposed to be a joke. Not a good sign when you have to say that in a comedy, but first and foremost, these lines are almost entirely separate from the rest of the scene. They don't
Oh
set
boy,
anything up,
those are my favorite
cut them out,
purples.
and nothing about the rest of the scene has to change to accommodate for the fact they're not there anymore. Logically speaking, the only thing I can conclude that they could be there to accomplish is to be funny, or I guess to pad the runtime. The other thing that really rumbles my suspicions is the fact that this is a running gag. They have these interactions regularly, and they're normally, broadly speaking, as minimal as this.
That really
Kate will
rumples
go
my
for a drink.
grumples whenever I don't get what I want. You are gross.
You're drinking a lot.
A little early for a fourth glass, don't you think?
And Kate will say, fuck off.
Why don't you go hit another ball for a fucking loop?
So yeah, pretty confident that was meant to be a joke. And I think the fact
Ow.
that I felt I had to prove to you that it was a joke speaks volumes more than my criticisms of the joke ever could. We then move on to a bit from Prince Charles.
Mummy, Camilla had a smashing idea.
We're about to get another running gag. What always happens in this one is Prince Charles will talk to the Queen and volunteer his wife Camilla for something. She'll look very clearly visibly uncomfortable but won't actually say anything. She never says anything. And then the Queen will scorn Camilla for the suggestion.
Mummy, Camilla's desperate for you to do Pilates with her. Mummy, doesn't Camilla look like a Victoria's Secret model?
You know when I'm available, Camilla? When fucking hell freezes over. If Victoria's Secret is such as an old cow, then yes.
It's not
Why there's-
exactly clear to me what the funny
why are there
part
so
of this
many
running joke is
people
supposed to be.
outside today?
Let's have a look at the example from the scene.
I
we're
don't
actually
care if it's a
discussing, shall we?
beautiful
Well,
day.
in this scene, Prince Charles
Go
suggests
back
that Camilla
inside
co-host an upcoming charity
and watch my
event.
stream.
Co-host the Gorgonstein's charity event.
To which the Queen
Okay.
replies,
She couldn't
This is not
co-host
free
it.
content. I'm not doing this for my own enjoyment. I'm doing it so that I can be rich and lord it over people how much richer I am than them. Ooh, a scroll.
And Camilla doesn't talk. Laugh. In response to this, Prince
That would be
George
cool
does one of his character traits.
if it wasn't like a bad item.
Shallow, only really cares about
Just
status
kidding, it's
and is
good. It's
manipulative, but only in
perfectly fine.
transparent ways.
Wow! Get back up.
She couldn't co-host a shit.
That's hilarious, Gad. I don't really get it, but it's still hilarious.
Then mimosa starts to drip out of Prince Philip's mouth, and the Queen tells a staff member to get him a bit. Prince Charles then expresses some more enthusiasm
Ooh.
about the idea of Camilla co-hosting
Ooh.
a charity event.
You two are going to smash it.
And the Queen
Ooh.
insults him because that's funny.
The only thing I'm gonna smash right now is your thick head.
We'll then move on to a discussion about the fact that no one here even seems to know what the charity event is even for. It's something called Gorgonstein's, but no one actually knows what that is.
What the bloody hell is Gorgonstein?
This isn't a long discussion though, we only get suggestions from William and Kate,
It's that disease, right?
who just demonstrate that they don't really know what it is.
I thought it was a type of plant.
Could it be both?
This is actually a callback to earlier
Is that a-
episode when
is that
it
a-
was established that George doesn't know what Gorgonstein's is.
Have the Queen's charity event for Gorgonsteins. What the fuck is Gorgonsteins? Never even heard of that.
I guess people not knowing what thing is funny, so
Ooh, I gotta get the grace. I'm gonna go see what legendary we got.
Guess.
Ooh,
The
legendary.
closest thing to actual comedic material from the entire scene. Remember how I told you that Camilla never actually speaks in this show? Well, Prince Charles says this.
I'm warning you all right now that Camilla is an amazing speaker, and she has a groundbreaking speech all locked and loaded.
Yep, that's, I mean,
Why did I?
definitely is in juxtaposition to what we've actually seen in the show so far. You know, I mean, he said that she's an amazing speaker, and we've never seen her even say a word.
Oh man.
That's like approaching being a joke, I guess. And then
Of
finally, the scene
course,
closes
my
with George
favorite
saying
Malekiths.
Yeah, I don't really get her appeal yet, to be honest.
And we then start the next scene, which uses much the same format but is about the stuff instead of the royals. That scene opens like this.
Can you stop with the fucking gum?
Oh my god, that guy was chewing gum loudly. And then the other guy got annoyed and told him to stop. Well done, guys. You wrote a joke. I'm so proud of you. Let's put your joke up on the fridge. One guy chews gum loudly and another guy gets annoyed. Yeah! So it's time we ask ourselves, what did that scene achieve for the actual episode it was in? Does it develop the plot, the characters, or is it purely there for the funny bits? Well, it sets up a grand total of one thing that's paid off later.
You dodged that?
It's now been set up that at this charity event, Camilla, who doesn't speak at all, is going to give a speech. So I guess it's going to be
Ow.
interesting to see what happens with that. Are they going to buck the trend and finally give her her first line of the show, or is something else going to happen?
I didn't have the.
Something else happened. Cool. And yeah, that's it. That's all the scene achieves for the rest of the episode at large.
Get over here.
You should have a pretty good idea of not only everything the scene contains, but also everything the scene is there to achieve. And yeah, this is very much typical scene
Uh-huh.
the show does. There's very little progression or connective tissue that holds them together. There's not really a natural flow of conversation.
Get out!
that takes
Get out!
place.
Get out! Ooh! I
Just
won.
a barrage
I
of
beat him.
random tangent details. And this like 1 minute scene, loads of
Ooh.
incredibly loosely connected stuff is just crammed in. Some of which is running gags, and some of which is just stuff that happens, I guess. It bounces rapidly from thing to thing, desperately avoiding spending more than like 3 lines of dialogue on any given topic at a time. You get a line that sets up one gag,
Who'd you have to fuck to get a mimosa around here?
then you maybe get a couple more lines that relate to it, right?
Let me go
Make it
down.
And then you move on to the next gag.
I'll have another as well.
It rarely plays off or builds off of the previous gag, it just also happens. But next, you're not watching a conversation that goes anywhere. You're watching
You
people
absolutely
sit
may.
around a table, randomly interjecting with things that I think are supposed to be funny, but they're not funny. So instead, you're just watching a scene of something random happening every few seconds, and you're just like, okay. Here's the very first scene from the entire show, because I think it illustrates this point perfectly.
Bah.
Stop jabbering, you two. We're not Italian.
Okay, so there's already stuff going on here. Charles is trying to make small talk. The Queen is angry. Is what happens next gonna have anything to do with any of that?
Gangan, you look so beautiful today. I don't know why they didn't cast Angelina Jolie to play you in the crown.
I mean, kinda, but only loosely. George just tries to suck up to her. Will what happens next have anything to do with that?
Settle.
Get the defibrillator paddles ready.
Nope. Prince Philip has a random health scare.
No, we're good.
Oh, never mind, it was fine.
Charlotte, can you move over like half an inch, please?
Then Prince George gets annoyed because Charlotte's in his personal space.
And who the hell is calling you?
No one.
Then Charlotte has a spy moment. Okay, is what happens next gonna have anything to do with anything that's happened so far?
Camilla, whatever it is you're dying to say, just spit it out.
No, Mummy, she's fine. That's just how she swallows. It's all good, darling. She loves you.
Nope, it's time for the Queen to start having a go at Camilla completely out of the blue. Are we about to get any expansion on that?
He looks good. Fit.
Nope. Prince Philip has another old man moment, and William comments on it. He actually died 3 months before the show came out. Even when the show does take the time to focus on one thing or one character for a short while, it's still part of the larger episode. The thing is, the show has a huge cast of characters. It is.
I hate that. Why does that always give so few runes?
Everyone from like the Queen and Prince Philip, all the way down to the kids like George and Princess Charlotte. Then you have Harry and Meghan living in LA. Then you have a cast of colourful characters representing the staff, like George's personal servant Owen, a whole range of cooks and cleaners, and Kevin, this evil gremlin type creature. And every individual episode, which may I remind you are 13 minutes or so each, will take some time to give most,
First
if not
try.
all of these characters something to do. Most episodes will have a loose focus on Prince George and whatever he's up to, but won't actually have time to tell that story because they're also interjecting the random shenanigans of like a dozen different characters into an incredibly short runtime. As a result, the actual story of each episode will be so incredibly simple, with the minimum possible amount of exploration or development. Like, here's the entire story of episode 5. George finds out he's going to a charity event, but doesn't know what he's going to wear. So he decides to hire a stylist. But he doesn't like the stylist, so he fires him. Then he goes to the charity event in his own clothes. That's the end of the story. That's the plot. George decides what to wear to an event, and then he goes to it. That's not it, story though. There's also a B story. The plot of the B story is the Buckingham Palace staff need a new recruit, so they interview one person and then they hire him. It's not a complex story, but it does introduce Kevin the Gremlin creature as a new consistent member of the cast, because we needed more of those. The rest of the episode is just taking time out to do random bits with different members of the cast that can last anywhere from 5 seconds to a minute. Now, this isn't an inherently bad way to do comedy. Essentially, what we have is a sketch show held together with an incredibly loose narrative. A narrative that takes the form of both the individual stories of individual episodes and the overarching continuity of
Knight Rider
which
claim?
gradually moves and shifts over the course of the series with things like Kevin getting hired to the Buckingham Palace staff. There's no inherent reason that the show formatted in that way can't be really funny. Like, you could totally do a funny comedy sketch about a guy getting interviewed for a job, or even a guy choosing what to wear. But since the plots are so minimal with barely any development, broadly speaking, the majority of what you're going to get out of any given episode is the jokes, which are incredibly minimal
Fuck,
and
no!
undeveloped. When often the story of each episode can genuinely be something as minimal as they go on holiday and have a meal on holiday, then have another meal, and that's it. characters are as minimal as rude and abrasive, mummy's boy, spy. All that's left for you to actually get out of watching that episode is laughing at what you think might be jokes. Probably. For the sake of fairness, I'd like to now assess the material in this show that is most
Kind of a cool
clearly
fire.
and ambiguously supposed to be funny. Well, similar to some other adult animated comedies I've covered, one joke the Prince loves to make is it's funny because they said one thing, but then the opposite thing happens. There's about to be a Game of Thrones spoiler, but it's from season 8, so you don't care. Hey, I'm not about to show you a painfully unfunny joke from the 2021 HBO Max original series, The Prince.
We can finally start Game of Thrones.
Yes, I can't believe we've managed to avoid every spoiler for 11 years.
You guys talking about GOT? I still can't believe Bran got the throne.
God damn it!
Yep, he said that he was glad he'd never had the show spoiled for him, and then someone spoils the show. Oh. If there was any ambiguity as to whether or not this was the whole joke, we then cut to the next scene. Hey, you know what? I think that joke was so funny and clever that we're not getting its full mileage by just using it once. Yeah. It's a Series 1 spoiler this time.
It's okay that we know the ending. Totally. There's still so much we don't know.
Guys, they're back early. We gotta get up there. Oh, Ned Stark. I was so bummed when they cut off his head at the end of season 1.
This is just some of the laziest material there is. Also, for fuck's sake, dude, it's so clear what he's working his way up to saying. Interrupt him. Tell him to shut up. Put your fingers in your ears and go la 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 la. Don't just sit there, literally not being animated as he transparently works his way up towards a
I got him this time. Wow! Now give me a ton of room. 196 is not a ton of rooms.
He said one thing, then the other thing happened. The Prince does at the very least have the decency to mix up how it presents these jokes, though. Sometimes it's a slow burn. Here's a scene from episode 4 where the Buckingham Palace staff are excited about the imminent arrival of some guests.
They're going to be so much nicer to serve. They're Americans. They're friendly and down to earth.
They'll probably treat us like we're one of them.
We'll become friends. They might invite us for dinner.
When the guests arrive, I wonder what could possibly happen that would be funny.
May I take your bags?
What am I gonna do taking myself?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't care.
I might have misjudged this.
Why is this guy so tough?
But does a gap between the setup and the payoff make the joke funny? Well, no, it's still the same material, it's just spread out. It's still so blindingly obvious as a potential punchline, but it straddles the line between a joke and an anti-joke, where it's at this weird middle ground where it's just not a joke. Like, there's this moment where Prince George says that he doesn't get sunburned.
But then you would get sunburned, sir.
It's fine. I only get golden brown. I don't have the complexion of a 60-year-old alcoholic who's been outside twice.
You're absolutely certain.
And then, the next time we see him in a scene that takes place like 2 minutes later...
Ow. Sorry. Ow. Ow.
And that's it. That's the whole joke. It then cuts to someone else so that something else random can happen.
Harry, I just found out you had a son.
I feel at this point I probably don't have to play the rest of this gag for you to just accept that it's probably not funny. In the gag where George says he doesn't get sunburned, but then does get sunburned, whoa! He also gets a line where he's just a dick to Owen.
I don't have the complexion of a 60-year-old alcoholic who's been outside twice.
Which maybe is supposed to be funny as well. I mean, dick is one of his character traits. Let's see, any more moments where I can clearly tell why they're supposed to be funny? Well, there's this moment where Kate is on the
set,
phone
and
with Megan, but then
leave.
accidentally insults her to her face because she doesn't realize the line is still open.
Who was that?
Megan, some tosser gave her our number.
Oh, shit.
She made a mistake. To be totally honest, I wanted to bring attention to these jokes, not because they're any funnier than the rest of the material in the show, but because
I don't want any trouble either. You're selling. You're a merchant. You sell things. Stop acting like I'm gonna rob you every time I walk up to you.
Exactly what's supposed to be funny about those Game of Thrones gags, but ultimately it's material that doesn't bring anything clever, witty, or subversive to the table. The material literally is someone says they're glad a bad thing hasn't happened to them, but then the bad thing does happen to them. Even though it's clear what the joke is supposed to be, it still only resembles comedy. It's like it's trying to trick you into thinking that it is actually funny with joke camouflage. It's presented within the rhythms and conventions of a comedy, while containing no actual comedic material to speak of. Also, at one point they forget to add this guy's face. There is another way though that the show tries to trick you into laughing at these completely comedy-free lines, getting very famous and talented actors to read them. Remember Owen? He's played by Alan Cumming, whose name is genuinely funnier than the show. Prince Harry? That's Orlando Bloom. Just reading the cast list will make you sad that a lot of these wonderful actors are here. We've got Sophie Turner, Ewan Rion, hope I'm saying that right. I like him, but I've never had to say his name before. And, Sacha Dhawan. I'm sorry, man. Prince boasts a phenomenal cast, performing material that doesn't even utilize a fraction of their talents.
Ooh,
It's
Storm
really
Wallaby
frustrating to see
style.
all of these
No
people
problem,
put
bro.
together only to be wasted on a writer who can't be bothered to think of any jokes to put in the comedy show. Well, no, it wouldn't be fair to say there aren't any jokes. To offer credit where credit is due, let's take a look
Bro,
at
you
the
just-
very best material the show has to offer. I'm about to show you what I think is the best constructed joke from the entire show. This isn't a bait and switch. I'm not about to show you someone farting or something. This is something that Prince Charles says about the Queen, who is his mother for anyone who doesn't know, at the Gorgonstein's charity event.
Mummy, you're always talking about charity. Why, I remember you mentioning it the first time we met. I was 7, I believe.
That's it, that's the gag. And while it wouldn't be standout in a better written comedy, it's still very much a functional joke. It has comedic material to offer. The show tries to make a lot of jokes about the Queen not caring for Prince
Oh, I
Charles,
have a
but
phone
the
call.
just
Hang on, I
takes
have
the
to
form
take
of her
this.
insulting him.
Talk to me.
Like a fucking idiot. That's why you're not kidding.
Hi, this is Cynthia with Senior Care. We are calling to let you know about a new low-cost final expense insurance plan that has just been approved in your state. This
Yes.
life insurance plan is designed to cover 100% of your funeral expenses.
Yes.
To get a quote right now, please press 2, or please press 7 to have your name removed out of our list. Again, please...
Thank you so much for staying on the line. My name is James. I will be happy to assist you for final expense quote. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Jerry. Thank you so much.
Thank God bless you. Well, I would love to let you know that how this policies work and how this plan can benefit you and your family. We are one of the largest...
I got bored. I got bored. Ah, man. I thought just by calling him the wrong name, I'd get something. I'd get a little something. He says, hi, this is James, you know, and all that. So I said, thank you, Jerry. That did not have the payoff that I wanted it to. Is that... Oh no, I don't want to fight that. No, thank you. Dun 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 dun. We are dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Dun dun we are dun dun. If I use... I need more dex to use this weapon. And also this weapon. But if I use, say, this weapon, can I still get the blood loss proc? This is going to take so long. Okay, yeah, it would be better if I just went up here and did the boulder skip, I think. Boulder skip time. Woo! It's not a boulder skip. It's Boulder Cheese Farm.
Rich is just like, yep, I know. Yeah, they may as well just put text on the screen that says the Queen doesn't like Prince Charles. However, by setting it up this way during the speech, we don't just get told that the Queen doesn't like Prince Charles. We get to realize that ourselves through the art of implication. The idea that a mother who supposedly raised a child didn't actually meet that child for the first 7 years of their life is going to be absurd to a general audience. There's a clear difference between what a general audience member would assume about any mother-son relationship and what Prince Charles.
Oh, and there's a graveyard
and
here?
It's up to the viewer to reconcile that difference for themselves, and doing so will lead them to the actual punchline: the Queen is a terrible and absurdly distant parent. Hello, I'm here to suck the joy out of comedy by explaining it. It's a joke about the same thing, but this time it's delivered with wit. The joke is made in a subversive way. You're not just watching characters behave in the way you already know that they behave. Any other time the show managed to get a smile out of me would be a moment when, well, you know how a lot of the scenes are formatted insofar as something random just happens every few seconds? Yeah, well, sometimes the thing that happens would be so stupid that it would catch me off guard. Like, there's this moment where the family have just been sitting together eating for a while, and Prince Philip is sitting in the sun, and then randomly he just catches fire.
Oh, fuck.
Yep, not gonna pretend that one didn't get me. I do have quite an absurdist sense of humor, and sometimes I will just laugh at a man randomly catching fire. In a show.
That's a memory stone.
In real life, I probably wouldn't, but considering in half the scenes in this show a random thing happens every few seconds, there are exceedingly few of these moments. The Prince tries to do several gags like this in like most of its scenes, and in the entire show, maybe 2 or 3 got a smile out of me. In fact, I don't even think Prince Philip catching fire would have got a smile out of me if I'd noticed the sizzling noise they had building up towards it. For me, that moment only worked because of the absurdity of it happening completely out of the blue. If I'd noticed they were building towards it, it wouldn't have had the same effect. It would just be a thing that I could sort of see happening, which
that
is what
thing is crumbled. Oh!
You.
It's like the entrance is crumbled too. Isn't there an...
surprises you.
Oh yeah.
Never. I'm just so confident. There's nothing the show could ever do to surprise me. It's just not gonna happen.
Very well, let my hand.
Yeah, there's an episode of this show that I feel fairly happy calling the good episode. What kind of episode do you think it's going to be? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not funny. However, I've already told you that the protagonist, Prince George, despite not being particularly complex, is pretty well characterized in this show. He's also often accompanied by his, personal butler, Owen. You've already seen a bit of it in this video, but George consistently treats Owen like shit. It's how he treats everyone except people he places value on for their social status. Find pretty much any scene where George is talking to Owen for pretty much any episode, and you'll get some of this.
You have a play date later this week.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
It's been on your schedule for weeks.
First we'll need a theme. Start thinking Truman Capote's Black and White Ball, and oh, here I am doing all the work again. Big surprise. I'm just stressed, okay? Give yourself a hug for me. Did my hug make you feel better?
These scenes normally try to make a joke out of the fact that Prince George is an ass to Owen, and Owen just has to suck it up.
My deceased wife.
Ugh, not the dead wife again. Babe, move on.
It's not really funny, but as a result of the show consistently trying to do comedy in this way, we have a consistently developed relationship between these two characters. George is an entitled brat who, while depending on Owen's help, still takes him for granted, and Owen is
Smithing 2, Dolores the Sleeping Arrow.
Sucking it all up.
It's pretty good.
To take care of this child. In fact, he has to suck it up or he could face losing his job. Episode 8 takes a step back from the conventional format of this show and gives a focal episode to Owen.
I have met Greg,
already established relationship between these two characters as groundwork.
It's kind of
tells
funny.
a character-based story that's small enough in scope to fit inside the runtime while still being meaningful.
Very
fairly sure it's here to get you to care about the characters in time for the finale. And while the finale is woefully underdeveloped in comparison, this episode does a great job. The story itself sees Owen taking a day off work and going to his home village.
Just leave for God's sake. I think I'll be fine without whatever it is you think you do.
The main meat of the episode covers a series of phone calls that George makes to Owen over the course of the day for various different reasons. At first, George is just making basic requests of Owen.
I was wondering which remote I used to go from Apple TV back to cable.
But over the course of the phone calls, it starts starts to become clear through some genuinely quite subtle characterization that George also just wants to talk to Owen.
How long is an avocado good for?
They're good for several days.
It's a little brown. It's still okay?
Yes.
Just checking. Is that your garden?
Yes.
In this phone call, for example, he calls Owen with a request that, let's be honest, he probably didn't need to phone Owen to get that sorted. And then, as soon as the request actually is sorted, George's face lights up as he gets to just ask Owen about what he's doing.
Everything is so tiny and cute. It's like you live in a dollhouse,
She'll cry.
George never quite reaches a point where he feels he can just admit to either Owen or himself that he just wants to chat. But over the course of
I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna mimic Tyr.
Closer to that place.
I'm gonna do it.
Hey, I'm bored.
And a few times in the episode, Owen gets to spend some quiet moments just looking at this old picture of his deceased wife. I can feel how fucking desperate they are to just interrupt this with a fart, but they don't. They don't. The episode culminates in one final call from George to Owen.
I can't sleep.
Do you like me to tell you a story?
I'm a baby.
Trying to think of a story to tell, Owen looks over and sees the picture of him with his wife.
Oh, you look good.
To tell the story of a simple man who met a simple woman who makes him feel like the most important person in the world. They live together for years and years until she passes on and the man goes back to feeling unimportant. Except he doesn't always, because often for him, just remembering her is enough to feel special. When Owen gets to the end of his story, he notices that George has fallen fast asleep, and the episode ends tastefully, with no belches, rude awakenings, or someone catching fire or puking everywhere. This story is short, sweet, simple, and really does give me the sense of a child who's slowly but surely starting to appreciate a parental figure for all they actually do, instead of just taking them for granted because they're so used to them. As well as convincing me of Owen's ability to, despite everything life throws at him, just appreciate the simple things. At any point before this episode, I feel it was entirely fair game to wonder if Owen actually cares about George, or is just kind to him because that's his job. But this episode makes very clear the kindness at the core of Owen's character, as well as the fact that he does seem to genuinely care about George's well-being. I'd like to conclude this video by saying, don't watch The Prince. It's really not funny or witty or clever in any way, and there are a million comedies that you could watch that are better. And I mean, episode 8's gonna keep it. It's probably not really worth it, is it? Anyway, here's a fart. Before I leave and start getting worrying ideas about watching Chicago Party on, I would just like to mention that yes, most of these characters are actual real people who exist in the real world. And yeah, while most of these incredibly rich and influential people should be able to take a little mockery from a cartoon, it feels really just, I don't know, I think the word might be pathetic to focus the majority of your energy on a literal 8-year-old. He's not even had a chance to be a dick yet. Why are you going after him so hard? Is it because, and be honest here, you just like Stewie Griffin? And if you want more on that, why not go check out Cynical CJ's video on the topic, because that's all I have to say on the matter.
Let's see.
I've got you here. It would be nice if you checked out some more of mine. They're on the screen. You can click them if you want. I can't make you though. It would be unwise to give me that power. Hope you enjoyed.
I need 13 decks.
Goodbye.
13 decks. Oh yeah, but I can do this. So glad they added that. That's incredible. Let's go visit the round table hold, level up my weapon, and give it a spanking Ash of War.
Today, Twitch Chat is going to control my Nintendo Switch and try to beat a level 9 computer in Smash Bros. Ultimate. But of course, I'm not sending them into battle alone, because they'll be teaming up with my very own artificial intelligence. This extremely stupid AI that I made will control player 2 and constantly spam random inputs, and it will be up to him and Twitch Chat to defeat extremely hard computer together. To start off, our heroes will face a level 1 computer. Once they've beaten it and powered up, they'll move on to a level 5 CPU, and then finally to the season finale, a level 9. Good luck. You guys are gonna have to come up with your own strategy. I'm gonna have to develop the AI using code and figure out what's gonna be best for him, and we will slowly get better and better like an anime arc, become the ultimate duo and defeat a level 9 computer. I do not know if this is doable. I feel like it's not possible, which is what you always say at the beginning of an anime. I'm sure it's possible, but it'll probably be really, really goddamn hard. Everybody ready? Twitch Chat is playing as Little Mac. The AI is playing as Duck Hunt, and Mario is a level 1 computer. You guys have all of the normal Smash Bros. Commands. Up, down, left, smash, right smash,
wonder if this will actually...
You're moving too much. The AI's doing great. Look at him. He's staying center stage.
Will it actually
So
bleed?
You guys are sort of ganging on him right now. Here's an issue with the fact that he's level 1. The computer isn't approaching you guys, which just like gives you more opportunities to jump off the edge. AI kills himself. And, alright, AI's off. There's something over there he had to check out. 1 life versus 3. Get him. Oh, big hit. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, you're warming up. Alright, look, I don't want to be pessimistic, but how the fuck are we going to beat a level 9 computer? Is what I would say if we didn't have a whole lot of strategy that we can start incorporating. First off, we got to make Chris smash
not doing
the
it.
AI even better. Because right now I just jumped off the edge. I have an idea. What if instead of deciding random things to move around or attack, what if he just doesn't move at all and he just attacks? And then we switch to a stage that doesn't have platforms. Then the computer comes to him. That should work. We want the AI as stationary as possible. We want to think of the AI as like a cactus. If the computer gets near him, he'll get pricked. Your guys' job is to push the computer into the AI cactus. Fair? And also stop fucking jumping. Stop jumping off the edge. Stay on the platform. It's like the story of Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know what I want to use.
5 years have passed since Goku's victory at the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Goku's son Gohan is wandering in the woods when a tiger steals his hat. Goku, searching for his son, finds his hat. He suddenly sees Gohan floating down a river but can't reach him in time as he goes over a waterfall. Meanwhile, a mysterious alien has arrived on Earth looking for a man named Kakarot with a special device called a scouter that he wears on his head. Okay, this doesn't help me understand what you guys need to do. I was hoping this would like give some guidance onto what you have to do to get better at this game. A mysterious alien arrives and reveals himself. He's a Saiyan warrior named Raditz, and he's Goku's older brother, meaning Goku is actually Saiyan. Raditz reveals Goku is Kakarot. Goku learns that he's sent to destroy all life on Earth, but his memory lost from a terrible fall as a child. You're actually a super powerful Saiyan. You just hit your head, so you keep jumping off to your fucking death, okay? You have to focus. You're a super Saiyan. You can survive. You can stand on a platform. You are capable of this. I'm your brother, Raditz. I'm here to tell you about your potential as a... What are you? What is Goku? Is he like a carpenter? Is he like a hat maker? Whatever. You're like a hat guy. You can do this. Goku's a farmer. Like a hat farmer? Tell you what, I'll give you a character with a hat. Oh, Terry, karate master with a hat. It's perfect. We're not quite sure how the AI plays into this anime story arc yet. He'll continue to be random. Let's do this. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, Mario's on the left side. We've got Wolf as the AI, and you guys, Terry, who's already looking way, way, way better. Holy shit. I'm seeing an issue. The right B and down B for the AI just lets him go off the edge. I think we're gonna have to remove any movement for the AI for this to work. You guys have only lost 1 life. You've only lost 2 lives. Use the dash attacks. Left dash attack, right dash attack. Use them in the right goddamn direction. Here's what had happened. I hadn't made the AI cactus. I had made a mistake.
Yep.
It was mostly prickly and stationary, but still moved a tiny bit. We aren't the problem. Your AI is. He got 1 kill. All right. My guy did great. He just his right to left. He killed himself a lot. Okay. Who is he in the anime arc? In order to get Goku to join them, we're gonna learn more about Dragon Ball Z more. Which character in this arc is my AI?
In order to get Goku to join him, Raditz kidnaps Gohan and orders Goku to kill 100 Earthlings before the next day. Goku tries to stop him, but not even he can stop his brother's power.
It's kind of nice. It's pretty cool.
Who's Krillin?
He tells them that once the Eternal Dragon...
Who's the Eternal Dragon? Just to be clear, I have not seen Dragon Ball Z. This is the beginning of the show? Are you supposed to follow any of this? This is nonsense. I thought this is like, doesn't everybody think this is a good show?
Piccolo appears and
got him.
that he and Goku temporarily team up in order to stop Raditz.
Who's Piccolo?
Goku and Piccolo arrive and remove their weighted clothing, boosting their power levels.
Okay, we just... Alright, I'm happy to announce that I'm removing the AI's weighted clothing. We're not doing any more right B and left B. It's just gonna be more smash attacks. No, it'd be up smash and down smash. This is gonna boost the fuck out of his power levels. It seems like AI is Piccolo, and you guys are still a hat. What do you think about Terry? Do you feel like he is your Goku character? He does have a hat. Alternatively, we could look for somebody else who fits the mold. Who has a hat? Let's start off with that. Okay, Toad's got a hat. Toad could be Goku. King K. Rool is definitely Piccolo. These 2 characters immediately makes me think of Dragon Ball Z. I think we're ready, dude. Weighted clothes are off. Time to kick some Mario ass. Let's go. Chat immediately dashes left, but doesn't go off the edge. Look at this. Look at this. That's our opening with a hit and 0 suicides. Chat, you're doing amazing. The AI is doing... Piccolo is just sitting in the corner. At some point, hit Mario towards Piccolo. Shit. You've got to knock Mario towards Piccolo. He's not capable of doing anything. Oh, he shot a cannonball. Whoa!
Whoops.
Hey, the AI
Wrong
just
thing
got
to
a
drink.
Potentially finishing blow with the cannonball. Oh! AI just hit Mario. Mario gets back on stage. He's dead if you hit it. Nice, nice. One down. The AI is still at 3. You guys are at 0 lives. So now this comes down to a battle between a level 1 computer. You know you took his life. Don't take his lives. You can't. Guys, if you're gonna steal my AI's life, at least do something with it. He's putting in good work over here. And he knocked you off and you couldn't recover. Pretty close game. Well, let's learn about episode 4. There's got to be something in here that can get us better.
Goku and Piccolo throw everything they've got against Raditz, but it seems that even their combined power stops short of Raditz's own strength. Piccolo has an idea that might beat him. The special beam cannon, his newest and most powerful technique that he was planning on using against Goku.
Wait, that makes sense!
But
King K. Rool has
he
a
has
cannon!
the power up to make it work. And
Whoa.
it requires 5 minutes to gather
You have to buy the AI 5 minutes and they'll start firing the cannon.
Suddenly, Goku does manage to grab Raditz's tail, instantly weakening him.
The AI just needs time to charge his special beam cannon. Here's my idea. The AI does what he's doing for 1 entire minute while you guys get some work in, and then he switches to 100% cannon attacks. It's stupid, but it's just stupid enough to work. Samus has a better... Is Samus green, though? Wait, so you're saying Samus is actually Piccolo, and that Samus will start charging her special beam power up after a minute. You have to buy Samus enough time so that the AI can start using Piccolo's beam attack. We've got a plan. Oh, so then you guys switch to hero, because Goku is the hero. Okay, he looks pretty Goku. Kirby is more Goku. What about the CPU's tail? We're gonna have to grab it, all right? Somebody's gotta grab his little tail. So, Piccolo the AI is going to do his normal smash attacks for the first minute.
I cannot
Then
see.
the special beam cannon will be ready, and
Ow.
he'll just fire gigantic beams the entire rest of the fight. Go. This is
Gosh, I'm so good. I'm so good at this game.
Win it all. Come on. Stay center stage. Already grabbed him. Got the tail. That's huge. That's huge. He fires right back, which I think he did in the anime too. We just need to keep Piccolo alive. We're at 15 seconds. Okay, dashes to the middle. Is safe. Just stay safe.
Not Gary Garrus of Farrah Missoula.
Right smash, down smash, up smash, down smash. All right, this is great so far. You've stalled. We've got 25 more seconds. Piccolo killed himself once. That's fine. 20 more seconds until the charge beam's ready. Don't kill yourself, Piccolo. Shit, Piccolo's almost dead. Stall for 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Charge beam's ready.
No!
Literally just killed Mario. Okay, that's perfect. We've got the charge beams active.
Dang
You
it,
guys keep
Gary.
grabbing, Piccolo keeps shooting. Actual genius strategy. Just needs to fire the right direction, hopefully. All right. Keep him away, keep him away. Where did you go? Fire! This is it. The weaknesses have been discovered. We're grabbing tails and shooting ass. Let's go. Oh my god. Actually sick combo. If you can just keep grabbing so Mario can't get close enough to Piccolo to kill him, then we're good. Take the shot, take the shot, take the shot, take the shot. That should kill. Okay, you guys died. That's fine. You still got 2 more. You still got 2 more. Just keep Piccolo alive. Stay in the center and grab the tail. 1 life left for Mario. Already at 20. 60% for Mario. Go left. Piccolo, you have to stop Piccolo from being hit. If he's hit off the edge, it's a death. Connect! Oh, shit. This is so close. All right, 1 more shot to the left. Come on. This is it. This could be the kill shot. Just keep him safe. Piccolo, no! Okay, misses the shot. Just keep... No. Don't let him kill. Don't let him kill. Move left, move left, move left. Get the shot off. Get the shot up. Just distract him.
I dislike you, Gary Garrus of Farrah Missoula.
Let's fucking go, dude! Didn't even need Piccolo's beam! And that's what happened in the anime too, right? The beam only worked temporarily. Then Goku had to come in and finish it. Nice job! Grab the fuck out of his tail. Okay, we finished the arc of Goku and Piccolo beating Raditz. So we're moving up to level 5 as our next opponent. We have to figure out who it is. Episode 5.
Piccolo lets loose his attack, which hits both Goku and Raditz, killing the latter.
Okay, so we destroyed...
Goku lives to
beat
see
Raditz.
Bulma. Roshi and Krillin arrive and hear that the unconscious Gohan is alive, but thereafter dies, leaving his body to be taken by Kami.
Wait, Goku died? Okay, so I guess you have to move to a new character. That'll justify you being Kirby, I guess. Or are you Gohan now? I don't know. Let's keep going. We have to keep going until we get to the next antagonist.
To prepare for this threat, Kami takes Goku to the other world for training with the legendary martial arts master, King Kai.
Hey, Goku's dead, right? Kami is Japanese for God. He's dead. Okay. Does death mean anything in the show?
Back on planet Earth, Piccolo regenerates his arm and decides to take Gohan under his wing and train with tapping into his hidden power.
This is a training arc. Next up is a training arc on Serpent Road.
Brain using fear. And agrees with Master Roshi that Krillin should be the one to tell Shishi the recent news.
Okay, next stage we're playing on is Snake way. When do we get to Vegeta? Is Vegeta the next antagonist? Nappa and then Vegeta. How many episodes until Vegeta? A lot of episodes. Why are we trying to comprehend Dragon Ball Z? It's to understand the anime arc that we have to go through to become powerful enough to defeat a level 9 siege team. It's obvious.
That night, back at the wilderness, Gohan sees the full moon for the first time and goes through the same transformation as his father once did, becoming a giant ape-like creature known as a great ape. Proceeds to destroy the surrounding
You guys are Gohan now, right?
control his new monstrous
You're Donkey Kong for sure.
Piccolo, who had been watching Gohan, destroys the moon. The stuffed rampaging Gohan reverts to his normal, naked form, and with no moon, the chance of the incoming Saiyans to transform is gone.
This sounds like an AI made this. It's just nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. I think we learned if you guys
I did it! I did it!
You're definitely Donkey Kong. No spoilers. What episode do they fight somebody again? So after literally like 20 episodes of filler, I think the Saiyans are finally
Can I get
back
1,000?
on Earth, and this is the next opponent we're gonna fight.
Travel, the two Saiyans, Vegeta and Nappa, arrive on Earth. Sensing their power, the Z-Fighters mobilize for an attack.
Why is that so tough?
For any large power levels with their scouters, and they head toward Piccolo and Gohan.
Okay,
however,
we're almost there.
The real
There we go.
battle
Real
is
battle's about to begin.
because the Saiyan Nappa steps up to fight, just to have some fun. Vegeta and Nappa grow some weird creatures called Cybermen to test their opponent's strength.
So maybe Nappa is Olimar for Pikmin?
With their plan of failure, Nappa begins to pound on Piccolo and Krillin. Only Gohan is left to fight, and the young Saiyan unleashes a powerful blast against Nappa.
Okay, another powerful
Enraged
blast.
by Gohan's attack, Nappa fires a blast at Gohan that could finish him off.
Okay,
However,
Nappa's
having
firing a blast at Gohan.
Piccolo protects Gohan by taking the full blunt of Nappa's attack.
Okay, this is it. We know the strategy. Twitch chat is Gohan, who's a child who turns into a gigantic ape, I think. The AI is still Piccolo. Piccolo has to protect you guys from the full force of Nappa's powerful blast. So who's Nappa? What does Nappa look like? Okay, who's Nappa then? Ganon, Ryu. He's bald like Olimar. He doesn't look like Olimar. Olimar is the Cyberman, though. Yeah, that's true. Olimar might actually be the best fit. Kirby. He's not Kirby. Olimar is the most appropriately bald and makes Cybermen plant people. It said Gohan turned into a giant ape, right? This is Donkey Kong, dude. I've got this figured out. Gohan is definitely Donkey Kong because he turns into a giant ape for some fucking reason when he looks at the moon. Piccolo is definitely King K. Rool because he powered up more since the last fight. Now he's bigger, and in this battle, Piccolo protects Gohan by taking the full blunt of Nappa's attack. King K. Rool has a deflect attack. That's perfect. And of course, Nappa
Is that a legendary?
because he's bald, kind of, and also made plant people or something. This fits perfectly. Oh shit, we're gonna need to change the code. Does Piccolo switch to anything after 1 minute? He can switch to just his deflect attack to save Chad, who just starts defending all the time. That'll probably work. After like a fucking hour, we are finally playing Smash Bros. Again. Go! This is the second anime arc of Twitch chat plays Smash Bros. Remember, you gotta grab his tail again. We have to grab his tail. It's not gonna be as effective, but it's still important. Are you literally just down being the whole time? Oh, almost with the forward smash. Nice. Okay, he was pulled out his Cyberman. Piccolo almost killed him. Down B seems to be pretty effective from what you guys are doing. And the AI's done a good job of just being prickly. Keep mixing it up. You know, little changes here and there. No, stay to the right. Careful, careful, careful. It looks like Piccolo has changed to just deflex. Whoa, forward smash. All right, that's one down. Let's go. Piccolo is just sitting over here defending against a beam attack. So if you guys are ever in danger, just stand near Piccolo. Okay, we're still technically in the lead. Wait, Piccolo actually defended. All right, the AI successfully countered. Counter the right direction. He's not turning. He's just sitting there countering. Piccolo is fucking worthless, dude. Get Olimar on the right side so that the counter will actually do something. Counter him. Go, Piccolo. He's just... Wait, he got a hit. All right. Great job. You guys recovered. Whoa, holy shit. Again, it's 2-2-2. We have the lead. Nice. Hit him up there. You guys are doing incredibly. All your training paid off. Dude, solid upgrade. That was crazy. And we just got a counter on the left side. One more and we beat Nappa. I think we can all agree. Piccolo's doing the real work here. Nice hit, nice hit. Okay, now he gets the counter here. Get the counter here. This
I'm gonna use it.
Episode. Okay, deflects the attack. Deflect. Oh shit. Careful, careful, careful. You've only got one left. Careful on the movement. Careful on the movement. One more counter, and I think Piccolo saves. That's it! Piccolo does it! Let's go, dude! Like an hour of listening to Dragon Ball Z paid off. First try. How did that work? I feel like that shouldn't have worked, man. Level 5 computers are fairly common.
20,000,
Incredible.
but I
Is there
should
anything
totally
Dragon
use
Ball
that
Z
to level up.
Name one thing. Good news. That means we're back to listening to a shitload of Dragon Ball Z. Does anyone know how long it's gonna be before we fight Vegeta? Buckle in. We might be listening to a lot of Dragon Ball Z now. Episode 28.
When all hope seems lost for Earth, Goku finally arrives.
Let's go.
Goku is able to easily beat Nappa thanks to King Kai's training.
So Nappa's out of the picture now.
Goku avenges all of his friends. Having
Such a
seen
weird
enough of
plot.
the fight, Vegeta orders Nappa to stop and let him fight Goku. Nappa asks Vegeta for help, but the cruel prince does not tolerate weakness. Vegeta kills Nappa with a sadistic display of power.
Oh, shit. Alright, this is it. This is the sick son of a bitch we gotta beat. That's some level 9 CPU shit right there. Do we start fighting him immediately? Or is it like 30 more filler episodes?
With no one in their way, Goku and Vegeta begin their fight for the fate of the
let's
Earth.
go.
Vegeta decides to become a great ape for his rematch with Goku.
What?
By creating an artificial moon with a specialized ball of energy completed with blast waves,
This is a
Vegeta transforms into a great ape. Goku has one last attack that could finish Vegeta, the Spirit Bomb. Vegeta, however, is able to prevent Goku from using it.
Who is the AI? One more episode. Okay.
Gohan and Krillin arrive at the
Yeah, 'cause
battlefield,
Gohan's at the battle.
but have to be quick to save Goku, who is being pounded mercilessly by Ape Vegeta. Krillin devises a plan to stop Vegeta, cut off the Saiyan Prince's tail.
Okay, one more.
Goku gives Krillin a part of the Spirit Bomb that he was able to save. Vegeta realizes in order the artificial moon he created is still active, meaning Gohan can transform into an ape if he sees the artificial moon.
So Gohan becomes a great ape? Hold on, we gotta keep watching. Oh, this is the end of the season. Season finale. So right now, Goku and Vegeta are kind of locked in their even. We know that Goku's definitely Ryu. We think that Vegeta, he's like an ape, but he's also not an ape because his tail got cut off or something, so maybe he's Sephiroth? This is gonna tell us who Gohan's gonna be.
Gohan recovers, and then on Goku's telepathic commands, he looks at Vegeta's moon
at the
and
moon and
transforms
okay,
into
so
a great ape.
Gohan is an ape.
However, unlike Vegeta, Gohan can't control himself in this state. Alerted quickly by Goku and Krillin's cries for him to defeat Vegeta, Gohan quickly regains some of his consciousness
Okay, and then he regains
resumes the
consciousness.
fight,
Some of his
pounding
consciousness.
on Vegeta.
So Gohan is a giant ape and hits Vegeta. That's definitely the AI.
Alright, I'm dead.
And Gohan can't control himself in this state, which fits the AI perfectly. There's no logic to what he does.
Feels good.
Until he recovers his consciousness and resumes the fight, pounding on Vegeta. So
You
after
all
like
have a great
minute, he
day.
switch over to just punches because he regains consciousness. This fits perfectly. We know what we have to do. Wait, who's Vegeta? Who looks the most like Vegeta? Kirby. No, it's gotta be Kazuya, dude. Yeah, dude, Kazuya. Look at Kazuya. He literally looks just like Vegeta. It's gotta be Kazuya. Let me set the stage. We're in a